Laurie's PB was set 11 months ago, and Cheily is from 22 days ago. So, yeah. Okay. Here, the first race has started.
Starting off the game, both runners will have to mash through the beginning cutscene. And after that, they will be doing a already pretty technical part of the run. This early in is the Grove, and this pretty much exercises 3 of the main components of the fastest movement you have right now. Later on, they will be buffed, but that's for later. The current toolkit you got in human form is rolling, roll jumping, and roll jump canceling. And roll jumping is when you roll and jump at the exact same frame. And roll jump canceling is when you cancel out the downtime from the jump in a roll jump. With the melee, I don't know if I specified that. And as they are going through this area, they are going to be collecting 80 pieces of money to purchase an item that they can use to buff their damage for the next few bosses in this run. As they're doing that, there are these little imps hopping about. They can be very tricky. They are not on a pattern, or at least they're not on one singular pattern. So there are points where they can disrupt your pattern, your movement, and possibly slow you down just a little bit.
Indeed. And you might have seen the runners take 2 chests. That is, in order to reach those 80 money we need, we have routed in 3 chests that will get us the money we need. And our runners are very shortly coming up on the first boss, Edea. Laurie has a bit of money issue actually, and has to kill a few enemies since they didn't grab all the money from the chest.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and for the first boss, there is a quick kill where you can release your fully charged arrows on a specific attack on the boss. So there are a few frames where you can, just like Cheily did, you can hit the Pearl of Edea and do massive damage and instantly kill her if you time it right. And,
good stuff.
And Laurie does not go for it, and instead just goes for a traditional boss fight. So each boss fight in this game, if you defeat a boss without taking damage, you get a special item. A lot of these items are very powerful and will help future boss fights. Edea's boss item is her Pearl, and it grants poison properties to your arrows, which in this game means that wherever your arrow hits something, it will leave a poison cloud. And you can poison yourself with it, so you have to be careful to not poison yourself during boss fights, because you do want those boss items since they are very powerful. And yeah, at the start of this area, they bought the crystal seed for the 80 money, and now Cheily is fighting the second boss of the run, which is Mocha, or more specifically, it's a 2-part boss fight which starts out with Mocha. Mocha is kind of like the imps in that he jumps around and doesn't really have a set pattern, so he can be very annoying. And then it's the second phase is against Lubella.
Mm-hmm. The thing with Lubella, I don't know if you might have said this already, and as you've just seen, she can dive, which prolongs the fight unnecessarily. So, especially in terms of a race, you do not want to get dive, as it's, I think, 10 seconds? 10, 12? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a lethal one, though.
I think it's like 9 seconds in this fight, and then there's a refight against Lubella later, and then it loses 12 seconds, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. So both our runners managed to do that boss fight fairly easily, even if it took a little bit. a bit different time. And the item from the Mocha and Lubella boss fight is one of the most powerful items in the run. It's the Bachman patch. It summons a lot of blocks from the top of the screen that fall down. Each Bachman block doesn't do a lot of damage, but there's a lot of them and the damage adds up. And it will also be used to skip a platforming section at the end by unlocking a shortcut. So it has uses in addition to just speeding up fights. So the area they are entering now is the subterranean graves, and it is an area that features underwater movement. Water physics in this game slow you down, you become slower, and you can infinitely jump or you can swim. But rolling is still very fast, so whenever you're in water, you want to roll as much as possible to speed up your movement.
Very risky area, though. As you can see, the area is littered with spikes. And if you don't know, the thing about spikes is that regardless on any difficulty, they will always kill you upon contact. So traversing through this area quickly has a lot of risks involved.
Indeed. Spikes are very scary. So the runners are taking a small detour here in order to grab a key to unlock the area they're going to after this. Boss items, or there are two kinds of items in this game: active items and passive items. Edia's Pearl is a passive item which you can equip. You have 2 passive item slots, and they are active as long as you have them equipped. And then you have 3 active item slots, and every time you save at a bell, the active items recharge the amount of uses they have. So Cheily right now has 2 uses of the Bachman patch, and you can see on Laurie's screen that they have 1 use of the Crystal Seed. And every time you save at a bell, that number refreshes to its maximum. And our runners are soon approaching the 3rd boss fight of the run, which is against the dumb drinking bird.
That's alright.
The Relict Frida is a dumb drinking bird who can be very uncooperative. The worst thing she can do, speedrun-wise, is she can decide to teleport. Then she will be off-screen for a while, and you can't hit her when she's off-screen, which is not good in a speedrun. And we see Cheily going for the risky melee strats, and Laurie is going for the safe strats where you sit in a corner and spam arrows.
Laurie's not fully hugging that wall, though. I'm a little scared. There you go.
Cheily got through that fight easily. Laurie should have no problem with this fight as well, even if it will take a little bit longer with the safe strats. The thing with this strat that Laurie uses is that it is completely safe. Even if she will move up to pretty close to you, and she will do a peck attack, but it won't reach you. So you can just sit safe in the corner, basically. The item that Frida drops is the Sparse Thread, which is it creates a magical explosion around you, which does a pretty nice amount of damage. And they also picked up another thing after the boss fight, which was one of the Karst Crest Fragments. Each Crest Fragment gives you a new power. The one that they picked up allows them to charge their bow faster, which means that Laurie fell down and fell into a pit of spikes, or was about to, so they reset. Luckily, Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it's like you were about to say, it's not too much of an issue, being that save point was so close from that.
Yeah. And now Cheily is entering the fight against our beloved Lubella, which is not very loved in this community, because she likes to she takes too many baths and dives too much. And yeah, that's not appreciated, since it loses you in this fight to at least 12 seconds, probably more. Oh yeah, it definitely loses more because you always open up this fight with the double Bachman patch, and when she
Oh, yeah.
dives, ouch, double dive.
Rough.
That's rough indeed. Yeah, double dives. We need a no diving sign, and we need a lifeguard on duty. Here, luckily maybe.
Sorry.
Oh no, I had nothing to. Go ahead.
On top of the Lubella fight, especially when she's diving and sort of just prolonging things, it can be pretty easy to fall for the little obstacle that goes on in this fight where the floor falls under from you. So you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah. And now Cheily has entered the best part of the run, where you're turned into a cat. As a cat, you're smaller, faster, you jump higher, and most importantly, you are cuter. So it's a faster form of movement, except that you can't climb up ladders, and you cannot use any items except for I'm not sure what the item is called, but the item which transforms you between human form and cat form.
Cat sphere.
Cat sphere. Oh yeah, I thought it was something with sphere. I just didn't remember what the other part it was. But also, as a cat, rolling is not the fastest form of movement because as you roll, you have like a recovery animation at the end of it, which means that you would lose movement speed for it. But if you do a roll jump and then do a melee attack, you will cancel that recovery animation and move very fast. And so that's why, as a cat, the movement will be roll jumping with melee cancels, which might look a little weird, but it's the fastest movement for now. And you might have also seen during a few boss fights, and Cheily also used it during the elevator, is that there was a blue fairy that appeared and then some laser beams shot across the screen. That is a secret active item that you activate by pressing up, up, down, down, left, right, and you can use it once per save point.
Speaking of save points, as you've probably seen, Cheily had just set foot in a room and then did a total beeline the opposite direction. That is because Cheily is on his way to grabbing the warp fragment, also one of the crest fragments. And that room specifically is the teleport point for the warping system. And all you need to do to activate these rooms is entering them.
Yeah, so just entering that room quickly before grabbing the warp fragment saves a lot of backtracking and makes for a faster route. So the goal right now in the game is to grab the 4 karst crest fragments in order to get access to the castle, because you need to get an audience with the queen in order to find out what is causing the corruption that is spreading throughout the land. So they grabbed 1 crest fragment after killing Frida. They are now grabbing the second one, and then they just need 2 more in order to be able to reach the castle.
Cheily grabbing the second fragment, which I think grants you the ability to charge arrows faster. I'm pretty sure. And he will be heading down to the Cinder Chambers, which is a pretty small area in the run. Not too much that goes on here, especially in terms of danger. There's nothing really much that can kill you quickly or efficiently, really. Other than, I think, the enemy that comes in the room before the boss fight, really. But on easy, it's but a flesh wound, really.
Yeah. So the next boss fight that Cheily is entering right now against Arsonist is one of the harder boss fights because Arsonist has a lot of health. So it's one of the longest fights, which means you have a lot of room, or not a lot of rooms, you have a lot of chances to make mistakes. And the item from Arsonist is very powerful. So yeah, Arsonist has a tendency to trap you in a corner, and if you're trapped in a corner, you have a very hard time of getting out. But Cheily was very smart in jumping over Arsonist there and not getting trapped in that corner, playing it safe.
Yeah, definitely a scary fight here.
And finishes the fight well, as Laurie enters the fight. So the item that Arsonist drops adds fire effect to... It's a passive item that adds a fire effect to your attacks. It works on your melee attacks, your ranged attacks, and also on your Bachman patch. So each Bachman patch does around 3 times as much damage as before, which means that they absolutely destroy enemies now. And the third fragment gives you the power to warp, or do a air dash, maybe is more accurate. So that's a faster form of movement, and a very neat little power up to get.
Laurie just finishing up Arsonist as well.
Yeah, Cheily
Definitely a decent pace between the two. Cheily
Yeah.
definitely a little farther, but it's definitely not enough that it's game changing.
Indeed. So let's see, Cheily has 4 white cats and 3 black cats. That's some good cat RNG in the background. When grabbing the key to get to the 4th fragment and one of the best bosses in the game, Partner Fennel, which is sadly a very quick boss fight in the speedrun.
Definitely.
She gets absolutely destroyed by Bachman patch with the pocket incensory and by the sparse threads. So yeah, if you look at Cheily's screen, the boss fight starts and soon it's over as well. It is sad because it's a really cool boss and has some very good music, but we don't get to see basically any of it in the run. And the item that you get from Fennel is the Tainted Missive, which increases your damage by 100% for a short while. It's an active item, but it removes a quarter of your max health when you use it. It can kill you, so you have to make sure you have enough health when you use it, and you take damage when you use it, so you can't really use it during boss fights if you want the item. So there are 2 exceptions to boss fights where you can get hit, either because, well, the last fight, because you don't need any items after that, and the second Lubella fight, because the item that she drops in that fight just heals you whenever you kill an enemy, which is pretty useless in a speedrun, because it doesn't do any damage. And now Cheily is in the Royal Pinecone City. That is not its real name, but its real name is complicated, and that's the name I am comfortable with saying.
I think I finally got it down, but more importantly, Laurie had just taken a hit from Fennel. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, Laura decided to reset in order to get that boss item. So the Royal Pinecone City is a really cool area to move through. It has some nice movement, a lot of verticality to it, and you need to swap between cat form and human form a lot, which gives it a good balance balanced platform.
A good exercise in the movement tech. Definitely one of my favorite areas.
Yeah, one of the areas which you can optimize or plan out your movement the most, definitely. And also has one of the scarier boss fights in the run.
That's alright.
Let's see if is Cheily doing the arrow strat here? No. We recently discovered that you can shoot the switch that Cheily just hit with arrows instead. We just... Aw, did Laurie die? That's right.
I think she
Okay.
died on her way to the second save point.
Yeah, so this boss fight, this first phase here, she's immune to arrows, which means that if you don't kill her, you are in pretty big trouble because the item is really good. So you can't use arrows to do it safely, and she can decide to roll. She's immune to damage when she's rolling, so if she rolls too much, she might not die from your items, and that's unfortunate.
Fortunately, though, sorry, Cheily got through the fight without much problem and had gotten the heavy arrows, which will be the last essential boss item you need.
Yeah. So in the Royal Pinecone City, the runners grabbed an extra item called the Sealed Wind. It is used to unlock a secret, or not a secret, a hidden area in the game, which is needed to get to the true end of the game, and we require that for the speedrun. And if on Cheilly's screen you can see them use the Bachman patch, that hits a switch that is off screen and unlocks a shortcut in that room. So you can do that instead of going all the way around that area. And now Cheily is on their way to upgrade their leaf, their melee weapon, by bathing it in tea. And that will allow Kaho, the main character, to purify the corruption that is spreading throughout the land and get the true ending of the game.
Oh,
Laurie got hit during...
That sucks.
And resetting the timer. Okay, and Laurie is investigating something with their game. Let's hope that fixes itself for the second run, because this race or this match is a best of 3 format. So even if Cheily wins this first race, which seems very likely at this point, there is at least one more race coming up. And Cheily is now moving through the absolute last area of the game, which is the castle. Castle is not that scary for the most part. It's some pretty chill platforming. Not too many enemies, and Cheily is approaching the final mini boss of the run, the Clone Angel. The Clone Angel spawns several copies of herself, and in order to find which one is the real one, you can see which one hovers closest to the ground, and then you just do 2 sparse threads and the 2 melee hits that are boosted by the Tainted Missive, and she's dead.
Unfortunately, Cheily not going for the Yeet strat. It's very rough.
Yeah, the Yeet strat is a strat where you damage boost of an enemy in the previous room. It's a very cool strat, but let's see what is happening on Laurie's screen. Oh yeah, that I didn't see Kaho, but there she's. Kaho is in cat form and resting on the ledge.
Yeah, I missed that for a moment. I was also wondering.
Yeah, I thought Kaho was invisible, but fear not, Kaho is still there. As Cheily is approaching the queen fight. Chili's on PB pace right now, actually.
Oh my gosh, she is actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. This is actually pretty interesting. This could be the sub 25.
First phase, very clean. Let's see if the second phase is as clean. Not as clean.
Aw, that's rough.
Let's see if Cheily can get the sub 25 today. I don't remember exact timing from here, but I think it seems likely that it's a sub 25. Or I'm not sure. Okay, Because this last phase goes pretty quickly once it gets started. Oh. Oh no! Oh, that would have been a sub 25 if she had released the arrows.
I think so. Oh,
That's
dude, that's rough. Especially when it's 1 second off of the PB.
That's
Good run though. Do not deny that. That is still a good run.
That is definitely a good run. Oh, yeah, didn't want that. Okay, wait it out so it's not another shitty PB. Okay, it was intentional. The arrow input was delayed intentionally to not get a very small PB increase.
Come on, it's a PB during a tournament.
And
It
it's a
doesn't
sub
matter how
25
small it is.
PBs. So sub 25 is a really good milestone.
You gotta give yourself those bragging rights. You don't have to specify the time, dude. You just gotta PB up and be like, yeah, I'll PB.
Yeah, and hopefully whatever was troubling Laurie's game is fixed now, so that the second race can go without any issues. Yeah, and this game, what language you run on doesn't matter. So most people just run on English because it's convenient and you understand it. Laurie wants to play on French, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, these credits are going on. Now would be a good time to ask questions.
Yeah, indeed. Also, one thing that actually is good of if you run this game in another language is that menuing means that you have to basically know the menuing by muscle memory rather than what items you want equipped. So if you play it on a different language, it might actually help you with menuing better. And we have some very good information here in chat. Understanding the language of the game is for dum-dums. That is very true. And indeed, yeah, I also heard the strat of using a different language in game from Urenstein, a guy who ran this game a while back, who doesn't run this game anymore. He has moved on to different games. Huh. Yeah, this was a very nice run.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a shame he didn't take it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cheily. Yeah, Cheily doesn't listen to our commentary when they're running. Luckily, we have some people to fill in the gaps. Oh, okay, yeah. So I was just wondering what screen Laurie was on, and then I realized, oh yeah, this is the control scheme select screen. For some reason I thought it was the difficulty selection screen, but that's the next screen.
Yeah. Who looks at the control screen for this long?
An interesting fact is that
I'm a difficulty kind of guy.
Yeah, an interesting fact is that the internal save timer for each save file starts when you enter this control select screen. So if you wait here or wait on the difficulty select screen, your in-game file save time will be counting. It's a interesting little thing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't take the new game plus. What the heck?
What? Not new game plus? Yeah. And Cheily is ready for the second race. Also, I don't judge you for not listening to me. I don't usually listen to me myself either, so I don't judge. That. Let's see. Oh, I don't. Well, luckily we don't need to understand French to know what difficulty they're picking, because we can see it on their health bars what the difficulty they're picking. Because each difficulty in the game starts with a different amount of health, and when you come to the hard and insane difficulties, there are also more enemies in a few rooms. And yeah, the second run has started, and we're back in the Grove. For most people, the Grove is an annoying part because the imps are random and they are very annoying. If you are a person who might be considered a dum-dum like me, who like to play this game on insane, then the imps will kill you a lot. Ouch,
Ooh.
what happened? Laurie died to spikes.
Yeah, her game's
Oh,
still having issues. It's unfortunate.
yeah. It did seem a little laggy as well.
Yeah, it slowed down real quick there.
And Cheily also dropping into spikes. That is rough. And
Sorry.
yeah, just you usually don't take any save points in the Grove except the one before the first boss. So yeah, both our runners are starting from the start. I think maybe they are going to restart the race if Laurie can fix it. Seems like Cheily is not actively running, so
That's good.
yeah, it seems like Laurie is getting some time to fix it. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
Reboot magic, that's right. Always see. You just have to turn it on and off again.
Let's see, what languages are available for the game? Maybe it's a language problem, because French people, like this is kind of long shot, but French people, they're kind of associated with snails. Like, you eat
I
snails
don't
in France,
recall those.
and snails aren't very fast. So yeah, I mean, it's it's a pretty long shot, but who knows? Maybe it's the French language that is slowing the game down.
I like that.
Snails and frog eaters. But speaking of, snails are actually very tasty if you prepare them right. And also frog. Frog is pretty. No, I'm not calling French people slow in general. I'm just making a very far-fetched comparison or connection between French language, French cuisine, and a game running slowly. Oh yeah, it seems like we're restarting now, and this is the true start of the second race, hopefully. I'm not sure if Laurie's game is running smoothly or not. I'm not sure if... hopefully it does. Also, yeah, speaking of frogs, frog is not too bad. I've had it once. It tasted like seafood with the consistency of like chicken. Yeah,
Really?
it was all right. Yeah.
I've never. I haven't had any like exotic food in my time.
Yeah, I like trying out weird food like that. If it's available at a restaurant I eat and it's like a small side dish, yeah, it's fine to try out sometimes. Yeah, it tasted like frog. Yes, indeed, it did taste like frog, and it's also that frog tastes very similar to seafood. Yeah, so here we are back in the Grove again. The Grove has some very relaxing music. Hopefully it's just some issue with Cheily's stream and that it is dropping some frames and not anything worse than that.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Yeah, we'll have to listen and look on Laurie's screen for the time being. Stream issue timer is also yeah. But now Laurie has the in-game music on, and you can hear the calming music of the grove, which it's actually very nice because if you play on Insane, having the calming music here helps you not be very mad whenever you die. It works for me at least.
Yeah, for you. For me, it's I listen to this thing and I go crazy. You know, you just have those sessions where you're constantly resetting the things like torture.
Cheilly's back!
Ooh.
It was just a stream hiccup. Luckily, internet is dumb. Laurie is going for the melee strats once again. Cheily is probably going for the quick kill. And let's see if they can manage to get it. And boom, Cheily grabs it. Laurie is actually a little bit ahead because their streams are not fully synced. Because Cheily is a little bit ahead, like the timer. So they are on the screen. They look very close, but actually, Laurie is actually a little bit ahead. Very nice. Oh yeah, Cheily used the warp fragment to warp through the grove. We didn't see that because they're hiding their strats, definitely. And now they are resynced, and now we can see that Laurie is like one screen ahead. But this is still very early on in the run, and a lot of things can and probably will happen before the run is over.
I got my popcorn ready. Ooh, oh shoot!
Spikes! Spikes are evil.
That's rough.
Mocha is evil. Spikes are also evil. Laurie decides to go for the shoot Mocha with arrows in the face because Mocha is a dum-dum and likes to jump around and be very annoying. It seems to be working well. Yeah. Mocha actually behaved for that strat. I'm very impressed. Mocha usually likes to jump into you and be the biggest bully in the game. But it worked out very well.
Will Lobella be the same though?
Yeah, we need a professional lifeguard here. Because no diving. But now I kind of would want a Kaho lifeguard fan art thingy. Like where no diving and she's like evicting Lobella from the pool or something.
Right. Yeah. Pretty good Lobella fight as well. No dives, fortunately.
Yeah. Cheily is doing the Lobella fight now and gets a dive.
I shouldn't have said that. That was dorky of me.
Cheily has gotten a lot of dives. Didn't they get double dive in the second fight last run?
I think so.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, commentator's curse indeed. The worst commentator's curse I have caused was a triple dive on the second Lobella fight. That was
wonderful.
Yeah, that sure was something. I'm sorry, Cheily, don't hate me. We're doing our best. Laurie got 2 dives, Cheily got 1 each fight. I'm pretty sure Cheily got the double dive in the second fight, but yeah, I'm not sure. There's a lot of runs that happen in this game, so it's hard to know. Laurie going for some actually risky roll jumps. Because if you can go for a few roll jumps here that if you fail them and you do a roll, you will roll into spikes and die. If you fail them and do a jump, you will survive because you just do a jump. So yeah, it can be very risky unless you're very consistent with your roll jumps. Yeah, indeed, they save so much. They save actually quite a lot of time because, as I mentioned during the last run, you are very slow when you're moving underwater, except for when you're rolling. So rolling is very nice. Laurie going for that safety bell. Yeah, very neat. If you're wondering why the screens look a bit different, it's because Cheily is running on low graphics settings, which changes the colors a bit and some of the effects, which makes this area look, I guess, brighter. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It disables the dark effect. Ah.
Yeah.
I just
Sorry. What?
Yeah, no, I just never thought about it. I just have known that they look different, but never thought about why they look different. But now I understand. The
Yeah.
more you know. It's a learning experience for us all. High graphics are too mainstream. Imagine running on the inferior high graphics. Oh wow, I don't feel personally attacked here. Like, I'm a dumb, I play on insane. I don't really feel attacked for how I play the game. I know that I'm playing it weirdly already. Laurie.
I'm a high graphics kind of guy, so.
Yeah.
Laurie,
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
No, go ahead first.
Laurie getting through fight pretty well.
Yeah,
Not
doing
too
this.
much trouble.
Yeah, doing the safe shots. Yeah, the enemy that you in the same screen on Frida, if you shoot her with a poisoned arrow, she will die to the poison before the fight starts. So it's completely safe. You can also jump over the spawn trigger for that enemy, which is very useful if you're doing the pacifist achievement in the game, where you're not allowed to kill any enemies except for enemies that are part of a boss fight. So yeah, Cheily gets a teleport, which is rough. And also, Cheily is teleported. Cheily is poisoned. Will Cheily continue? No, Cheily is resetting. Did Cheily take the safety save? Yes.
Okay, good. Definitely a rough time loss, though.
Yeah. Yeah, running this game without boss items, if you miss one early boss item, it most likely mean that you will miss the next boss item and so on. So you will have to do bosses without any items, and they will be very slow and risky. But if you're playing on insane, you can still get by them by just tanking their damage most of the time, but it will still be very slow. So you really want the boss items. It helps so much in both in speed and also in consistency, and just makes the strats a lot easier to pull off. But yeah, Sparse Thread from Frida is one item that you can do without most of the time. It's not as vital as other items, I would say. But yeah, you don't really want to miss items. Yeah, getting a reward for playing a boss well is one of the really good things about this game. It's a very nice mechanic.
Yeah, this is just a good game because it's, especially if you compare it to games like Hollow Knight or any others you can think of, maybe like Symphony of the Night. It might not exactly scale up to those kind of games, especially with the map size, but to me, I enjoy it the most because it's just a really nicely balanced, bit of aspects. Like, there's nothing that's just drastically bad or something mildly annoying at all. It's very smooth.
Yeah. It's a very smooth, nice experience to play, which is why I like speedrunning it a lot. And we can also mention that the developer they are releasing a new game very soon. I think on the 27th. They're releasing Minoria, which is it's not in the same franchise. It's not a sequel, or it's not in the Momodora game series, but it's in a similar style and by the same developers. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I know a lot of other people also in the Momodora community are looking forward to that.
That's right. 5 days. Get excited. I do think, though, something about that game's universe, I think it's slightly or in some way interconnected with Momo's world. I'm not exactly sure. I have vague info of it, but I think it's supposed to be a more evolved kind of timeline.
I have no idea.
Going down the bad ending route of Momo 4.
Oh,
I'm not sure though.
Well, I'm looking forward to finding that out because I have avoided basically everything in regards to that game because we're holding a community blind race on the release just for fun to see who can get through it the fastest at the start. So yeah, it's after the bad end. Okay, it seems like more people are confirming that in chat. So yeah. Okay, it seems to actually be connected more than I thought, but and also, yeah, this game is Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight is the 4th game in the series. There are Momodora 1, 2, and 3 that were released before this, but this game is a prequel story-wise to those games. Momodora 1 and 2 can be found on Ardine's website. I don't remember what exactly it is, and can be downloaded for free. While Momodora 3 can be bought on Steam and I think on itch.io. And it's just very fun to play through the games and see how they evolved from the first game to this. And it will also be very fun to play Minoria and see what mechanics and what lessons we learned from this game and how it all evolves. It's a nice journey to partake in. All of the games are on itch.io, probably. Yeah. Okay, it seems like Reverie Under the Moonlight. This game might not be in itch.io, but Momodora 3 and Reverie Under the Moonlight are on Steam, at least.
Steam, or actually no, only Reverie is on GOG and Steam. I was gonna say 3 is on GOG, but it's not.
Oh yeah, isn't Reverie Under the Moonlight on Switch as well now?
All consoles.
All consoles. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah, I remember. I have submitted many runs for this game, and you have to choose your platform, and there are a lot of different platforms to choose from there. I just don't remember that.
Yeah, console runners aren't very popular, or I don't think there's any console runners currently for this. But I will say, if you have it, I'm gonna shill a little bit, but I'm just saying it to give you the info. If you have an Xbox One, you have Game Pass, you can actually play this game right now for free, albeit paying for Game Pass.
Oh, I was not aware of that. That's very nice.
Yeah, Phil Spencer's got our back.
Nice. I kind of want to get this game for my Switch, actually, to have it on the go. Because I really like this game. It's just a nice little game to play whenever you have some spare time.
Yeah, I'm going to get on Switch as well.
Yeah.
We're having a little bit of trouble on the menuing there.
Yeah, menuing in this game can be very tricky. Like, there's not a lot of menuing, but that just makes it even more important to actually do the menuing well. Because you can... There are several seconds that you can save quite easily if you just do menuing well. Like, at least 1 second easily every time you menu.
Mm-hmm. You can have your brain farts though. That's definitely possible.
Yeah. My biggest reason to own a Switch is Fire. Oh yeah, that is a game. Let's see. Laurie Oh, Laurie does a classical wrong warp. That's my favorite move in this game. I do it a lot. I would almost say it's like a guarantee that in a run I will almost always do a wrong warp at some point. Laurie is entering the Fennel fight. Let's see if Laurie can get past the Fennel fight this time, because this is where it all ended last time. Ooh.
A little close. Okay, we're good. Never mind.
Very good. Yeah. Woo!
Nice.
We have a run. The run is continuing even further. As Cheily is doing the scary arsonist fight. Oh yeah, in the arsonist fight you are helped by the lovely knight Calf. You can run into her at a few different places. In this fight she helps you, and sometimes she helps arsonist by staggering arsonist at the wrong time, which might mess it up for you. But not this time. Cheily manages to get through that fight very well.
Laurie definitely has a very strong pace over Cheily right now, though.
Yeah, Cheily hasn't killed Fennel yet, so yeah, Laurie is in a big lead. So unless, as long as Laurie doesn't die, Laurie should have this run. Even if boss fights take a little bit longer, it should be fine. But yeah, also the heavy arrows, like in a race setting like this, resetting to get the heavy arrows doesn't save time, because the time you save on the final boss is less than the time you spend resetting and going back to the boss fight. So that's true for a lot of the boss items as well. It's interesting to do like race runs with very few items. I had a disaster run where I did not get the Bachman patch from Lubella, so I got like 2 boss items in total, and it was not a very good run, but it was interesting to do. I have stream demands the yeet. I don't think any of our runners today do the yeet strat. Yeet strat is a fun strat, and it's the best named strat in the games.
Oof,
oh,
that's close. Nice.
Yeah, Lupion Magnolia is a scary fight.
Ooh. Oh! Oh my god! Holy crap, Laurie.
That's a very scary second phase.
That was some Matrix stuff right there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Chateau de Karst, which I believe translates to Karst Castle. Yeah, so the category they are playing is any percent, which is just beat the game with the true end. There are 2 other categories that people play. One is New Game Plus, where you start with a lot of items. Some items we do not see in this run. So it's a category about movement and very quick boss fights. And then the final category is AVIB, which stands for All Vitality Fragments, Ivory Bugs and Bosses, where you have to gather all the 13 health pickups, the 20 Ivory Bug pickups, and you also have to do an extra boss fight that is optional. Which is my preferred category, because it adds a lot of cool platforming to the run, and you explore a lot of the areas you don't really see anything of in this run. Like Cinder Chambers is very short in this run, but in AVIB you go through it a lot and have to gather a lot of things there.
Possibly the hardest segment in the run, I'd say, just because of the traps there.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Now that I have ran Ivy for as much as I have, I would say that Cinder Chambers isn't that bad, because it's all up to you. There is no randomness in the movement there, but there are a few segments where some enemies you do random attacks, which can kill you, and that's just annoying. But it's definitely a very hard area, and also a very fun area.
Mm-hmm.
Cheily gets hit and decides to power through and
Oh, what the heck?
stands between the arrows, just showing off.
Oh my god. Two very exciting fights here.
No heavy arrows for Cheily. Laurie obliterates the Clone Angel. We haven't seen any fish. No fish from Clone Angel.
Oh no, yeet.
Yeah, I'm not that disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed, but not that disappointed. Yeet or riot? Oh no! Don't riot.
Cheily?
Well, if you riot, we need to do it in a responsible way that doesn't damage speed running in any way, because they are a great organization for organizing or helping us organize this entire tournament and hosting us. So thank you, SpeedGaming, for this. It's very nice to have this available. Okay, that's okay, Quadcat. That's okay. Keep it at that level, and we're good.
Who knows? Maybe Cheily will still pull out the.
Wait, this is a really good time for Laurie. This is wait. This is on PB pace, on normal. I'm not sure if Laurie has an easy time on the easy leaderboard. I could not find anything when I searched for Laurie there.
Probably.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say maybe just she did run super early on easy, but this is big.
Yeah, this is a very. Yeah,
Nice.
24. That's a really good time, actually.
Wow.
That's very solid. Almost top 24. GG.
That's big.
We're getting a third race, a tiebreaker.
Yeah, third round too. Great stuff.
Oh, this is that's a very solid time. Yeah, very impressive. GG and congratulations to Laurie for that new cool PB.
Man.
When did I get good at any event? Yeah, Laurie, it seems like you have been. It seems like the good N% skills was the skills you made along the way. Oh yeah, imagine if you went for Yeet, then that would have been fantastic. And Cheily is about to finish up the run. Oh, we do not get any fish, but we do get a 2-cycled clone fight. No Yeets around is invalid. That is not how it works, Quadcat, sadly. Well, I'm not sure if sadly is appropriate here. Oh yeah, the platforming there in that room where you have small platforms and you jump on them in cat form is very scary. Especially when you're on a good pace. Because then you get nervous, and platforming as a cat, when you have those small platformings, is a lot harder than it looks. Because your cat sprite is a lot wider than the actual hitbox, so you think you might be landing on the platform when you're actually just falling to your death. So keeping your cool in that room can be very hard. Oh yeah, Cheily does not have the heavy arrows, so yeah, using all your items during the second phase like that is optimal, because if you don't, you will have a long time where you just wait for the queen to finish her attack so you can actually attack her. So doing damage there is very helpful.
Pretty smooth execution too.
And there we go. GG. 27-19. It's not a bad time. With a few deaths, or I know one death at least, and then not having heavy arrows. Yeah, it's a solid time. Well, we're entering a round 3.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Well, Merci d'avoir. Oh, I don't know French. Why do I try to pronounce French?
All I know is that mercy means thank you or thanks. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's thank. I know the English phrase is "thank you for playing," so I assume that in every language that you can play, there it's the same thing, or pretty much the same thing. And then the "oui" is yes, and "non" is no. I know very little French. Ah, I have no idea what that means in French. That's nothing I know. At least I know what's on Shelly's screen. That's English. English I understand. Oh yeah, each difficulty has its own difficulty description. Easy has for people who aren't used to playing video games. Insane, where you start with 1 health, has don't even try this. It's a fitting description. Bum, bum, bum. I assume bouton on Laurie's screen means button, and that is press any button to continue, basically.
I think so.
Yeah. We're learning French here. This is a learning stream now.
That's right.
Oh.
It's always a learning stream with Dorothy or Laurie.
Attack melee is melee attack. Attack à distance is ranged attack. Roulade, probably rolling. Utiliser l'objet actif is probably use active item. And I don't know. I probably butchered most of that pronunciation. I'm sorry. Let's see. What languages are available when you're running this game? I know that I think Danish is an option. We have French. We have Korean. Let's check. Let's open up the game and check. Let's see. Where do I have my Momo game? Here is Momo game. English, Spanish, French, Russian, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. Probably more. Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese and German, I think, are the last two.
I'm pretty sure there is one Scandinavian language. Settings. Language here. English. I guess that's Korean because those are symbols I can't decipher. Espanol, Français, Deutsch, Portuguese. That's Russian. I recognize those letters. Probably Russian at least. Italian is. Wait. There is. Oh yeah, is that Japanese then? Maybe. Okay. Is Chinese one? Because there are 3 languages that have the. I think we might have Chinese, Japanese, and Korean actually. I don't know exactly. And yeah, we have Danish. We have Danish. Danish is the last one. Danish is Chinese simplified and Chinese traditional, maybe. Yeah, Danish is the one Scandinavian language they have in. I remember it because I think when Urenstein ran this game at an ESA event, he ran it in Danish because it's in Sweden, so let's play this game in Swedish, just to mess with Swedish people. Yeah. And for those of you who aren't aware, the Scandinavian countries have like a sibling relationship between them, so that we do like our neighbors, but we do mess with them and make jokes about them. Especially about good banter, exactly. Especially about the difference in languages. All for good fun. Oh yeah, and here we are starting. Oh yeah, we have already started the 3rd race, actually. But luckily, it starts with a basically 20-second long intro cutscene, so we have time to catch up. Oh yeah, fun fact. Whenever you save the game, there's an icon in the top right of the screen that says progress saved. And it also has a leaf icon that's like rotating in it. When you get to the end of the game and you have upgraded your leaf, that icon also updates to your new leaf, which is a very cool little detail. Oh no, my commentary stream started buffering, but that's fine. It's fine. Wow, our runners are very synced right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, shit is pulling up ahead by half a screen, if even that. Laurie's absolutely destroying that switch, making sure that there are many arrows in it. Ooh. Cheily is pulling ahead. Yeah, indeed. The slightly different colors are due to the different graphics settings, high and low. Indeed. Oh yeah, the room that Laurie is currently in can be annoying to catch that elevator cycle, because the imps can be bullies and decide to block you. But it worked out well for our runners this time. Oh yeah, indeed. Will they speed run where Cheily gets a good PB? We have to stay tuned, indeed. And considering the run that Laurie just got, it's very likely. Or it's very likely. It's not impossible that Cheily gets a good PB. Misses the quick kill, but that's fine, because even if you miss the quick kill, you usually get some good damage in. going for it again. Does not get the positioning down. You have to stay at a pretty precise distance away from Edea when you want to do the quick kill. So it's hard to do it on the fly without the initial setup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I never favor the position.
yeah. Oh yeah, if you look at Cheily's screen right now and look at the top right when they save here, you see the progress save and the red leaf, which is the melee weapon spinning. And at the end of the game, if we remember to point it out, then after the leaf is upgraded, it will be a green leaf instead. It's just a little detail. Ah. Oh yeah, Laurie asks, this game has graphic settings? Yes, it does have a few graphic settings. So let's see here. Mocha. There? Entered the Mocha fight very closely.
Yeah, I think Laurie took the save before entering Mocha.
Ah, yeah, I can understand that. Mocha can be a bully. Ah,
Oh,
yeah, that. Let's see. Yeah, they Laurie did. Yeah, Laurie did grab it exactly as you said. Which makes it not as costly, but yeah, you don't really want to risk it. Mocha is being a bully. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're not used to the Mocha fight, it can be very rough, because Mocha being Mocha. But with practice, it's not too bad. But yeah, that's a pretty scary situation that Laura is in right now, where you're basically boxed in. Oh, it's fine. That is the Modi, I believe, is that you are cursed. When you are cursed, you can't use any items, which includes passive items. So now Laurie's arrows do not have the poison property, which lowers the damage output, but sadly, there is no lifeguard on duty, so Lubella goes for a dive. And yeah, let's hope. I don't want to say anything in case Lubella dives again.
oh my gosh.
I'm
She heard
sorry.
you.
Yeah. Lubella is listening for whenever someone talks about her. She's a very rude boss. But now she's dead, and sadly not forever, because there will be a refight against Lubella. 2-1 on dives on the third round, so Cheily had a dive as well. As Cheily is making their way through. No, not. Oh my god. Making their way downtown. No, not really. Not downtown. It's in the subterranean graves right now. Not a very nice area.
Yeah, a pretty drastic difference between what looks like a castle of some sort, just submerged in water.
Yeah.
Good old downtown.
Yeah, imagine how cold and dank and moist the area is. Yeah, it seems so unpleasant. Let's see. If you miss yeet, that depends on how you miss it. Like, you can miss yeet by falling into spikes and dying, and then you lose quite a bit of time. But a more common way of failing it is you have to redo the jump, and you can recover from it. I do not know the specific timings. Quadcat has some more information. 2 seconds, apparently. I do not know the specifics about that, but yeah, if you die a lot, if not a couple seconds, that's accurate. absolute worst case, a minute. I don't. How long does it take to run from to the do the clone energy fight from the previous spell? That's basically the time you lose.
I'd say that's probably like 40 to maybe 50 seconds. So, about a minute.
Yeah. So, not good. But if you're going for it, you should be able to recover from it if you fail it. And it's consistent. Like, if you have practiced it, it's consistent. There's no randomness in it. You just have to do it properly. It's just a pretty precise jump. As Laurie, oh yeah, Cheily made their way through the Frida fight, and Laurie is on their way there. Oh my god! Now like every other sentence, I'm thinking, making my way downtown. That not optimal
not
for
hitting the switch. That's
Oh, was there a bat in the way? Because
I think so.
The bats can be very annoying. They spawn at a random height on the opposite side of the screen. So if you are unlucky, they are in your way and are mean. Yeah, they can be annoying, very annoying.
Laurie forgetting to shoot the enemy there. Definitely a nasty loss there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, so as mentioned, like this subterranean graves has magic breathable water, because Kawa can actually drown in in at least one screen, like from the Lubella fight. If you go left, and you can drown. Also on the first screen of the game, if you go left, you can also go in the water and drown. But the magic here is water. No, the water here is magic, and you can breathe and not drown in it. You might notice that I am getting tired. Yeah, this Cheily getting through the Lubella 2 fight without any dives. Oh yeah. Asia also points out that there's another screen. It's not a vitality fragment there, Asia. It's an item that allows you to magnetize. Like, it picks up money for you automatically. Yeah, I know it's not a vitality fragment because I play AVIB and I never go there. Yeah, exactly. I don't remember that room because I don't go there.
It isn't part of the route. It isn't part of the game.
Indeed, there are a few. Yeah, some people are experimenting or like developing a all achievements route, which is basically AVIB, but you have to also explore the entire map. You have to do a side quest where you deliver a dirty shroom to an imp, and you cannot die. That's part of the achievement as well. And you have to play on insane. Oh yeah, you can't kill any enemies because you have to do it in a pacifist way. So yeah, that's a very interesting run, to say the least. From my experience, if you're doing a pacifist run on insane, the Grove is the worst area of the game. Laurie smacks down Lubella as she is about to dive. It seems like Laurie got a job as a lifeguard and said no diving today. Wow, I was really confused there for a second. I thought Cheily had already grabbed the warp fragment because I just saw the fallen monastery background. And thought like, oh, Cheily is very far ahead, but no, it's fine. If like, it's still anyone can still win if a mistake is made by Cheily, then Laurie can catch up. So we'll see how this turns out. Yeah, we haven't even mentioned this mini boss fight that Cheily just killed. It's a knight that dies from 2 sparse threads. You barely see it. Like, no matter what category you play in, that knight dies quickly. It's not. It's barely worth mentioning. Yeah, 12-minute warp fragment would have been a good warp fragment. Laurie could catch up, but in that case, Cheily would be mayonnaise. I'm not sure. I get the ketchup part, but what does mayonnaise have to do with anything here?
Yeah, I'm also lost on that.
Yeah, good start, needs a bit of work at the end there.
Joke critic.
Oh yeah, for everyone in chat, I am going to blow your mind right now.
Oh, Cheily messing up the warp.
Oh, wrong warp. Oh, I love wrong warps. Wrong warps are my favorite. Yeah. Yes, yes, Splash. That's what I said. Humans are cats. We are all cuddly cats inside. Also, spoilers. Catnip is actually 4 cats in a trench coat. I bet you didn't know that.
I don't know what to believe. There's so many theories about what catnip is. I'm lost.
I mean, this is not a complete exposed because we don't know what the cats look like. Then what the cats look like, that's still a mystery and a secret. As Cheily enters the arsonist boss fight. Oh yeah, one thing.
Really close to the fire there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's an interesting fact is that like the flame pillars, whenever arsonist teleports to you, like there can be fire on the ground, but it always goes to the left of arsonist. So if you stand on the right side, it's safe. It's weird. So you have to be careful if you're on the left side.
I actually didn't know about this. Aw, come on, you didn't even say yes.
Not saying yes to Calf, shaking my head. Yeah, you can, when you talk to Calf there at the end of the boss fight, you can either say yes or no. If you say yes, you get some exposition about the game, where she tells you have to get the 4 karst fragments in order to get to the castle, and she says that she's a knight in service of the queen, and she also wants to work with you in order to find out what is causing this corruption and also stop it. And yeah, if you say no, she calls you a roach. Fun fact. Wait, how? That's 6. What?
Ooh.
Oh, okay, 6 white cats and 1 black cat. The black cat is
Man.
yeah, the black cats are very hidden sometimes. That's some very cool cat RNG for Cheily right there.
It's always one cat to deviate from the rest.
Yeah, I think I have seen like 7 of one specific cat color once. I'm pretty sure.
I think I've encountered a couple. Just a couple. No. Yeah. A lot of close ones, though.
Where is Cheily going?
We're
We're getting a tour here of the monastery. Are we going to see the big bell?
Yeah, oh my gosh. What a callback.
What is... Oh.
This was something Cheily and Hay were gonna do earlier in the tournament.
Or are they grabbing the extra tainted missives? What?
I can't tell, but...
What is...
Killing the enemies like that, I'm starting to think Chili's flexing a little bit.
Yeah, that's a big bell. No, okay.
Oh, he missed it. What?
Yeah, this is some big flex.
He didn't even grab the tank to miss it. What a missed opportunity.
What is Big Bell? Big Bell is just the big bell you saw Cheily hit there in the background. Yeah, it's just a big bell that's part of the monastery. It gives you a small amount of money when you hit it. And that's basically it. There might be an achievement tied to it, but I'm not sure.
No, there's nothing.
There's nothing, okay. Yeah.
I
There you
was
go.
personally surprised myself in that thing. I was like, really? It's just money. More of a personal achievement, yeah.
Yeah, personal achievement. That's just flexing. Yeah, it's just flexing. Wait, okay, both of them are going for it. I guess they
Ooh,
made an agreement to do that. It seems.
okay, I like that. Oh,
Oh,
I
they're
didn't
doing.
even know it was just right behind him the whole time.
Yeah, you don't have to kill that mini boss in order to get to that. Laurie has very low health here. This is actually scary on the trip back. Yeah, taking it safe, killing that dog. Now Laurie is in my kind of territory where you have very little health. This is what you experience if you run the game on insane. That witch there is scary. One more enemy here. Okay, Laurie is saved now. Manages to save. Laurie has Laurie had the tainted missile, but not using it. Probably because that would be weird. But okay. Yeah, Fennel is dead. Cheily is grabbing the sealed wind here. And then going to go kill Lupiar and Magnolia.
Hopefully no triple roll.
Yeah, hopefully no triple roll, but knowing how commentators curse works, we're going to see all the rolls.
I didn't realize. Okay. Cheily, good luck. I just cursed.
And the cat animations in this game are very cute. Like your crouch animation is like a pounce animation. If you idle, you lie down and fall asleep. It's like just a very cute cat. It's a cat, so of course it's cute. Okay, Lupiar did behave. We commentators blessed it actually.
Yeah, we reversed it.
Oh yeah, we commentators cursed it so hard it underflowed and became commentators' blessing.
This is a breakthrough. We gotta write this down for future generations.
Yeah, this is how you do commentators curse well. Indeed, underflow the... Like, why hasn't anyone thought of this? Like, underflowing the curse value and making it a bless instead.
Oh,
Laurie jumps in or falls into spikes. Very unfortunate. Oh, Discord being a bully and lagging the game is very unfortunate.
yeah, Discord causing Discord.
Oh. That was a better joke because it works. all the parts of that joke work. It's a simple one, but it works on fully.
I've been getting pretty good on play on word jokes recently.
Yeah.
My friends. I'm a little on fire right now.
I really want to share a bad joke I made once. So I was playing an MMO with a few friends, and one of them mentioned that, oh yeah, of course my character has shoes on them, because I don't wear shoes in real life, so my character can have that, because it's not me. And I was like, oh yeah, that's why they call it Choose Your Own Adventure.
What? Did you just do the drum buttons there?
Not intentionally.
I heard some noise on your mic, and I really just thought you added in the buttons there.
Oh no, I'm fired. Okay, I'm so. Bye everyone, I'm fired. It was nice seeing you.
Oh my gosh. That joke was so bad, it was good. I'll give you that. And that badumts just adds to it. It's the cherry on top. We're getting hit on loop here. Cheily having a little bit of trouble with the menuing there. Usually a very common point to mess up the menuing there, at least to me. Good angel though. Taking a pause there. And judging by the absence of drain plugs, I think he actually did get fired. So it'll just be me from now on. Oh! Laurie deleted her save file? I guess she's done on this one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that there were the technical difficulties with this. I instinctively deleted my file when resetting for heavy arrows. Ouch.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I guess we can say GG to Cheily because Laurie has forfeited the run. Okay, wait, Cheily's resetting the... Do they want to get a good queen fight, I guess? Oh, we have the mouse on screen for Cheily. This is peak speedrunning. Oh, I love this. I love this.
Oh, and her friend, the mouse cursor.
Is that what's spreading the curse then? The cursor?
Yeah. The source of the problem, just right there, and Ka's just attacking the queen.
We've found it. We've solved the Momodora. Just remove the cursor. And then it's all good. We got this. Oh yeah, we have... we forgot to point out that the save... how the save icon has updated with the upgraded leaf. We forgot that. Oh, we're doing sealed wind swag strats. It's a terrible item. It barely does any damage. Or, well, I guess it's not that bad because you need it to open the thing. And there we go, GG. Cheily takes home the third race and wins this match.
Good stuff.
Oh man, Kao turns into a cat to chase the mouse. Like, this curse lore goes very deep. I think we're onto something here.
A new piece of lore on...
I have a very bad theory here. What if you keep the cursor on screen, Lubella doesn't dive? What if she dives in order to find the cursor?
You know,
because she dives off screen in order to find what is off screen. Oh man, Kao turns into a cat to chase. Oh, we have someone who's listening to the stream right now. This lore goes very deep. I think we're onto something here. These questions don't let me sleep at night. I have a very bad theory here. what if you keep the cursor on screen, Lubella doesn't
Sorry, I
dive?
think
What
my-
if she dives in order to find the cursor? It's
Game was delayed. You know, I mean,
it's Laurie or
Because she
Cheily,
dives off
whoever is
screen in
currently
order
on
to find
audio,
what is
is
off screen.
started listening to the stream.
Oh, let me switch to Laurie. Maybe that'll do. I'm on Cheily. That freaked me out for a moment.
Yeah, it usually happens to me every time I start start the stream when I'm commenting. But yeah, it's time to do some post-race commentary. Or
Somebody who suddenly got very good at any
post-race
percent
commentary.
got interview.
It's Laurie or
That's the word I'm looking
Cheily,
for, I think.
whoever is currently on audio, is started listening. This echoing or this extra audio is very confusing. I agree.
That freaked me out for a moment.
Can we
Alright,
can we
we're gonna-
mute the runners or the runner streams?
Let me see. I can't switch over to Laurie right now. Oh gosh, I'm a little afraid to mute because it's got these. I'm afraid to mess with these values, but I'm going for it.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
Also, hello, Laurie.
Or just
And
remember, or you shouldn't be able to use someone's audio once you mark them as done. But hello.
yeah, once.
Okay, it's muted now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to tell the tale of somebody who suddenly got very good at any percent and then forgot how to play it half an hour later.
It's fine, really. I probably a little bit of I guess, just jet lag or something. Because that's a long match.
Yeah, that was a lot happened.
But really good stuff. That's a great PB, especially during a race.
Cheily is showing off some interesting strats here, trying to do a warp, or.
I mean, I was trying to, but.
Okay. Yeah. So, congratulations, Cheily, for winning this match.
Yeah.
GG to both our runners. Sadly, there were some technical difficulties today.
No,
Other
no, I
than
don't know
that,
what's happening.
other than that, those were some really nice free matches. Not a lot of these speedrunning or not of these tournament races actually make it to the third match or third round. I don't know what word to use here.
Yeah.
I need to roll, right? Not roll jump.
You just need to roll. You don't need to roll jump. The roll is what makes it possible. I haven't done it.
I've done it like once.
Are you guys glitching the game?
Yeah, he's doing the zip.
You're all cheaters.
There's an easier place to show off the zip. It's when, like in this one of the screens before Loopia and Magnolia, when you have to wait for like the path to open up so you can use the bounce pad. If you transform into cat form as you drop onto the platform, you will transform into human form, like into the wall, and get stuck. It's neat. But yeah, well, this is not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the races.
Yeah.
Starting off, what was that little thing you guys did there?
Yeah, with the
before
big
heading to the
bell.
final?
Ever since we scheduled the race, Cheily wanted to visit the bell, and I was insistent on not visiting the bell because I was like, please just let me get sweeped and get it over with. But then we went to game 3, and I was like, you know what? Do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
Fair enough. Yeah, we were very confused first when Cheily went there, and thought like, wait, is Cheily just flexing because they're ahead? It turned out to be an agreement when both of you did it.
Yeah.
But that's a fun thing to do. I like those kinds of things. Yeah, so we can start a little more with Cheily. What did you think about your runs today? How did you think they went?
The first run was good. Second run was terrible. Yeah, very bad. Third run was. What was my time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the
third
first
run.
run was a PB, but you decided to not take it.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
why you don't want the sub 25, or like what do you want as a PB? Do you have like need 20 seconds or?
minute?
No, what I want to do is, well, first of all, get a normal PB that's better than an easy PB. And second of all, I don't want to PB by 2 seconds again.
I see. Yeah.
Because it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the third run was, it was actually surprisingly well saved.
Yeah.
Because at one point I was 3.9 seconds away from PB, but then I went for the bell.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is true. 26:17 when grabbing the bell. That's not a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not far off from your PB. I'm not sure how long that took, but definitely cost quite a lot of time. That's nice. Yeah, Laurie, what did you think of your runs when there weren't technical difficulties? But I guess
Well,
we
there
can
were
talk.
always technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
Momodora is actually a technical difficulty as a game. I don't know though. The first run was actually like up until where did I die? Everywhere. But like even after Lubella 2, where I got a dive in that fight, I think I was actually doing pretty decent on time. I know I was like minus 51 on the easy splits, on the 25-51 splits heading out of Frida in race 1. So I didn't really mind it until like I finished up Lubella 2 and everything fell apart. Game 2, I had mostly the same pace, except with a better growth. With a much better grove. Oh yeah, that's something. In game 1, I didn't collect enough money from the last chest, so I killed a few enemies.
Oh yeah, we did notice that. So you had to kill the few enemies there at the end to get enough money.
I immediately, as soon as I killed the Dea and saw my split, was like, why didn't I just like go backwards? But I guess it didn't really matter.
I just did this one.
Game 2, how did I do that? That's
Yeah,
all
that
I have
was
to say about that one.
That was a very solid run. And congratulations on that PB.
Yeah, I don't understand how I did that, but cool. And then shout out. I think it was the French, honestly.
Oh yeah, we had a very far-fetched theory, or I had a far-fetched theory that it was the French language that was slowing down the game.
No, it was the opposite.
Okay, yeah, it seems.
I guess I have to learn another language. Maybe I have like one PB per language, and I exhausted French. So
that's an interesting.
I'll see what I can learn for next race.
Yeah.
Game 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. Oh, there we go. That was the zip you managed to do there, Cheily. I'm not sure if you have managed to do it several times or not.
Third time right now.
I think it was. Sorry. I think it was game 2. Game 2 or 3, Laurie. You were really evading Magnolia there. What was that about?
Yeah, that was the second. That was the second game.
Game 1, I was very annoyed because I was like, "How did that hit?" And I thought it was something with the game, which is why, like, while Cheily was finishing up game 1, you saw the giant input display on my screen. Because I was just testing some stuff. Because I was like, "Did an input drop? Is the hitbox bad? What's going on?" Game 2, I should have gotten hit. I'll be completely honest. I don't know how I didn't. I was like, okay, I should dash now. And she won't teleport in the corner, and she teleported in the corner, and I panicked, and I saved it. I was like, okay, I can knock her back before she does anything here, but I still need to, like, jump over the knife, probably. I'm just lucky that she wasn't too far in the corner.
Yeah, that was pretty slick. And then shortly after, Cheily was doing the fight, and he had stood right in between Magnolia's little scatter arrow shot, and just stood there, and none of them hit him. It was weird.
I mean, I missed the arrows anyway, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was a pretty cool flex.
It wasn't even a flex, it was just like...
It turned into a cool flex. Oh yeah, people were very disappointed that none of you did the yeet strat.
Oh yeah, no. I honestly, between my hesitance to make the Bell agreement, my dedication to becoming a roach, and my distaste to the yeet strat, as well as my affinity towards the arsonist, I think I'm just a heretic.
Oh.
I think that's where my stance is in the Momo lore.
Very interesting.
That's pretty
down in the
radical.
basement.
Oh.
You got that, Nichols.
Oh yeah, it's actually the opposite. Actually, Laurie is the winner because Cheily is disqualified for having a coach.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. What
I am fired from commentating due to my absolutely terrible joke, apparently.
What happened? I heard something about a joke in the chat, and I was like, I don't know what was said.
I don't think we should repeat that. I think I would actually be banned from the community if I repeated it, maybe.
I'll have to look at the VOD.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Oh no. I looked at the challenge page, and I regret that, because I immediately see that I'm in a score grouping with Pawn.
Oh.
And I kind of hope I don't have to do that. Because Pawn is gonna kick my butt if we race.
Oh, no, well, seeing as how you played in race 2 today, like, you can
not gonna
pull
do
out some
that
impressive
again.
times. Yeah, you can.
What languages are in this game?
You can play with Danish if you want to irritate the non-Danish Scandinavian people.
Alright, you know what I'll look for? I might run in not a romance language next time.
Yeah, go Cheily.
Yeah, there are 4 Asian. There's Korean, Japanese, and probably Chinese in some way. We checked through the different languages, and then there's Russian as well. So yeah, you have some options there.
Alright, I'll look at that.
Yeah. Just Russian.
If I had to say, you should try English. It's pretty cool. The
Yeah,
lyrics look so crazy.
Different languages and Russian. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's exactly how I phrased it, but I'm sorry if I implied that Russian is not a language.
Oh, there is actually.
But yeah, I think this is it for us today, right? Unless, or do you have anything else to add about the races today, the tournament, or life in general?
I don't. I think that's it for Momo today.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to show off the developer room.
I keep typing the wrong thing. Yeah, no. No other matches are currently on the schedule, but we still have like 3 more in this round. And
Yeah, I know that my race is against. I don't remember.
There we go.
Who am I racing against? I don't remember their name. I'm sorry. Luster, and they can't race for 2 weeks or so. So we have to, or it's 1 week now, basically.
Yeah, I can't race for the next week as well.
Yeah, so there will be a small delay, or this round will take a bit longer.
Yeah, this is another really cool place in the game.
Oh yeah. You have it in Russian?
Yeah.
So it's to remove spoilers. You can't spoil what they are saying if you don't understand Russian. Very cool.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to show these two cats.
Ah, oh yeah, that's a very cool cat. Or those are
Yeah.
very cool cats.
Yeah.
Speaking of cats, join our Discord server.
We have-
Somebody could type the commands into the chat, 'cause I don't remember. But, back on the topic, we have a pets channel where you can look and post pets. You don't even have to speedrun the game. You could literally have no interest at all in any of this.
I think if you are there to
Give us
look at
pets.
you get a role called supporter
You do.
because you support the pets. Because why wouldn't you?
That's right.
We have terrible jokes. Yeah.
I feel kind of personally attacked by that
I
statement.
want to know what you said. You don't have to tell me what you said.
Yeah, you have to tell us.
I will not do it live.
Can you at least tell me what game it was in so I can look it up later?
Game 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. Can we?
That one I can stomach watching. We're all
No, it's game free because I'm tired, and it wasn't game free that commentary started deteriorating, for
Okay.
at least for my part. Let's see. Yeah, around. Okay, yeah, around 20 minutes ago, a little earlier than that, because I see here F Plus posted at midnight 34 minutes. Dude, my ketchup and mayonnaise joke is better, and it was like less than a minute before that, so that's a timestamp to look for.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
lay down now.
Yeah, I need to sleep. It's late. It's 1 a.m. for me, so.
Alright.
Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Googler, for commentating.
Thank you as well. Loved commentating with you.
Thanks
Yeah.
guys for commentating, and thanks Laurie for playing, and thanks everybody for watching.
Ta-da.
Thanks for watching.